Our Leah McLean is live in St. Paul with our latest installment of Backyard Barbecue. Leah, I know you're making new friends, checking out the area.
You know it, Lindsay. That's exactly what we do. A lot of my new friends are here today at our Backyard Barbecue. We right now are at the Riverfront Flats in St. Paul. But these folks aren't just here for the food. This is kind of a thank you party for the volunteers who have helped out so much along the riverfront. We're going to show you some of the baskets and the gardens these volunteers have created along the Mississippi River in downtown St. Paul and tell you about all the work they do straight ahead.
A backyard barbecue right along the Mississippi River in the distance. Coming up, see how people in the underlanding community, the upper landing community, have pulled together to beautify their neighborhood. It's that time again. Our backyard barbecue this week takes us to just outside downtown St. Paul, where neighbors have rallied to keep where they live beautiful and thriving. Leah McLean is there live tonight with a story of how they're making this happen. Leah.
Hey, Lindsay. Yes, we're having a great time at our backyard barbecue. My new friend, Mary Hilfiger, is here. And thank you so much for inviting us. You really wanted to celebrate the volunteers who you work with to make the waterfront where we are beautiful, right? Tell me about why you wanted to thank them.
Well, we've had just a wonderful response the last 4 or 5 years. Like this year, we have 27 volunteers. Over 350 hours of volunteer time just this year, and we also collected almost $10,000 to fund the baskets along the walkway and also the native plants. So the volunteers have just been wonderful.
They do such an amazing job. She walked me along the riverfront the other day and showed me these gardens they work on, the hanging baskets, and we're checking how many garden beds do you have?
Oh, gracious. I don't even know, about a dozen.
Is that all? I mean, there's a lot of them there, and they're beautiful.
They're not these little 5 by 6 foot plots. I mean, we could probably almost have equipment in there to do some of the work.
Sure. And all the volunteers who we have out here all participate and just do this out of the kindness of their heart and really create this beautiful community along the St. Paul riverfront, don't they?
It is wonderful, yes. I'm going to tell a story. I had a man who was panhandling up on the street, and he saw me picking up trash today, and he asked, do I get paid? And I said, no, I'm a volunteer. He said, that's so wonderful. And he was handing me all the money he panhandled today.
You didn't take it, did you?
I didn't take the money. But that's an example of how other people even really like it when you help volunteer.
Well, thank you so much for the work you do, and thank you everyone at our barbecue. We're going to hear more from Mary coming up in our 5 o'clock newscast. For now, I think I'm going to get a burger. Lindsay, back to you.
Do another backyard barbecue tonight. This time, we are in St. Paul, and that is where Leah McLean is right now. Hey, Leah.
Hi, Lindsay. We're enjoying good food, meeting new friends. We're talking about gardening. They're giving me great tips. I'll tell you about why gardening is so important to this condo community here in downtown St. Paul when we come back.
Here in St. Paul, lower temperatures. And look at those great flowers. Leah McLean has more coming up. Thank you, Brandy. This week for our backyard barbecue, neighbors in St. Paul are trying to keep where they live a beautiful place. Leah McLean is live in St. Paul with their efforts. And Leah, they really have the skills.
Lindsay, they really do. These gardens are amazing. Unfortunately, it's raining on our parade a little bit, but are you still having fun, folks? Yes! Yes! We brought tents, so it's working out. But I want to tell you who some of these people are gathered. They are volunteers. We have more than 30 volunteers who help put together garden beds and hanging baskets along the riverfront here in St. Paul. And we have one woman who helps really coordinate it all. Her name is Mary Hilfiger. And she walked me around. Yay! She walked me around the other... Where are you, Mary? Here she is. You've got to see these flower beds.
See the bees? See the big bumblebee?
Mary Hilfiger takes great pride in the gardens.
Oh, hold on. This one right there.
She walked me through several garden beds decorated with butterflies and bees.
They can lay their eggs there, and then they can feed here. And the native grasses, that's what, for the Nature Conservancy, you have to verify that you have a place for them to hide and a place for them to lay their eggs, and you have to be by water.
Got it all?
We've got the river.
Mary coordinates a team of almost 30 volunteers who do all the work.
I'm calling this one our Viking garden.
Oh, it is your Viking garden. And they're passionate about planting, weeding, and picking up litter.
Because they put in so many hours. It's, you know, the phrase that Habitat for Humanity uses, sweat equity. Well, we are dripping off the face with equity.
Not only are they keeping the riverfront beautiful,
This has been going for a couple years.
they're helping the pollinators.
Oh, what's under there? What's under that leaf right here? There's a little, found one.
Cute. Oh, you did.
So what is
Oh,
it?
look at that's probably a 2 star. Wow, good job. I can't believe you got one.
All right.
Yay.
I'm learning from the best.
This is the first one we found.
Oh, really?
And the milkweed all year.
I'm so proud.
That's why it's exciting. Well, I can't wait to tell the Park Service.
It's not just butterflies who love the gardens and the hanging baskets.
The cone
Or
flowers.
the echinacea.
Everyone who spends time around the river can enjoy the beauty. And those gardens are so wonderful. All the people here volunteer, and they are hanging out in the rain. Mary, you do a beautiful job with all of this. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Doesn't she do a great job? We're having a great time at our backyard barbecue. We'll have more for you, and hopefully the rain will stop before 6 o'clock.
We
Lindsay?
hope, but you guys still like you're having fun. And Mary is a
And I'm
spunky.
Leah McLean, live in St. Paul. We've lined up for a class photo at the backyard barbecue. Are you guys having fun? Yeah. Channel back, rocks and roll. One more thing.
On themselves to beautify their area along the Mississippi River. From raising money to actually doing the hard work, the Upper Landing community went all in on this project. Our Leah McLean is live in St. Paul for tonight's backyard barbecue. And Leah, how does it look out there? I've seen some flowers in some of the shots, and it's all beautiful.
Oh, it's so beautiful. The gardens are amazing. But the volunteers who work on those gardens right there along the riverfront here in downtown St. Paul are what really makes it so special. And I have Mary, who really brings it all together, and Kelly Matzioko. And you volunteer. You're new at this,
Yes,
but
I'm a newbie.
how does it feel to help out?
Oh, it's wonderful. I mean, it's a great way to get involved with different people from the neighborhood. It makes it a real community. It makes everything beautiful. It's just fantastic. And we've got our extraordinary organizer, Mary, so what's not to love?
Oh, and doesn't she make it fun?
She does. She does. She brings it together. She makes it fun. She just it injects enthusiasm into everything. So
Well,
it's
we're glad we got to celebrate you with our backyard barbecue today. And Mary, you're the one who called in and emailed us and said, we've got to do this for our volunteers. Do you think they appreciated the big party you got to throw for them?
Oh, I know they did. We've heard such positive response.
Yeah.
But I'd like to give some shout outs.
Please.
To other groups.
Go right ahead.
A really big shout out to KSTP, Channel 5, ABC, because they were absolutely wonderful. We didn't have to do anything for the backyard barbecue, so it's much better than I could have expected. Fresh time. The hamburgers are the best I've ever had in my life.
Good. So good.
And it's another one is Minnesota Sunroom.
That's right.
And they have a contest coming up, and guess who's going to say something more about this?
Oh,
Take
well-
it away, Leah!
I think she could take over. The Minnesota Sunroom does have a really cool competition. You go to KSTP.com, find your chance to win a $25,000 sunroom, and I sort of hope you win.
Yay!
We're having a great time at this backyard barbecue and loving the beauty that these women bring to the riverfront downtown St. Paul. Lindsay, back to you.
All right, we can tell the good news is stay